And welcome back to the Engage A podcast. Here by myself today. Going to be talking about some NBA play-in. Going to start off with this Heat and Hawks game. Didn't watch too much of it, to be honest. This game was not close to for the majority. Hawks, they get to play the Boston Celtics now, which I think the Boston Celtics are a pretty good team. I mean, obviously that's why they're the second seed, but I think they're one of the most loaded in terms of talent, and they can make a push for the finals. I mean, they made it last year. Seat team, they get to play on Friday against the Bulls, which I'll be way more in depth about the breakdown of those. The other games that happened, considering I had my eyes on them way more than I did in this Heat and Hawks game. The Lakers and Timberwolves on Tuesday was a really good game. Karl Anthony Towns for the first three quarters just was a hooper. You know, wasn't there for a big portion of the season, especially down the stretch. Probably why they're in this spot, and that Rudy Gobert hasn't been the greatest impact. Wasn't in this game, and they took the Lakers into overtime, but they were up 15 points plus. And then LeBron, he brought him back in. Anthony Davis was playing really good throughout the game. Dennis Schroeder was able to do things as well. I mean, this Lakers team, they're going to cause some problems they play the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies, I mean, Ja Morant's in his own situation. They've had problems throughout the year, even with them being a second seed. It's going to be tough for the Kings to even really, not the Kings, the Grizzlies to even do much against this Lakers team, because the Lakers have a lot of favorable matchups in that. I mean, who are you going to put on LeBron? You're going to have to put Dylan Brooks, probably. I mean, maybe Desmond Bane. They don't have too many great wing defenders in that 2 to 4 range. Timberwolves also play the Thunder on Friday too, and that matchup will be very interesting considering, or not the Thunder, the Pelicans. No. Yeah, the Timberwolves play the Thunder. I don't know why. This playing's super confusing. Let's look at the box score of this game. Let's talk about Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards played absolutely horrible. I remember he was like 2 for 11 in like the middle of the third quarter. He ended up finishing 3 for 17, and Mike Conley ended up playing really well too. That game shouldn't have even gone to overtime with that Anthony Davis foul, but he was trying to be a hero, and Mike Conley came up clutch, honestly, and knocked down a ton of free throws. That's gonna happen. Like I said, Anthony Davis, LeBron, Schroeder, Rui was good. Jared Vanderbilt's been really impactful on the defensive side too. So I mean, why are they giving Wendy Gabriel minutes in a play-in situation? I have no idea. Forget Max Christie's on the Lakers. That Spartan seems going to be loaded next year. But yeah, I mean, this Timberwolves team didn't play bad except for their best guy, which was Anthony Edwards. And I mean, if you're the Thunder, as we wait for this to load, if you're the Thunder and you're not really, you can't bank on Anthony Edwards having another game like that, to be honest. I don't think it's going to happen. Bulls and Raptors, this game was really entertaining to watch. Zach LaVine was amazing in the second half. Absolutely phenomenal. This Raptors team missed 18 free throws straight. Just a fun fact for you. Shout out to DeMar DeRozan's daughter. She was probably the biggest impact in this game. DeMar DeRozan ended up having a pretty good game too. But I mean, LaVine was the X factor here, and they get a shot at Miami now, which I think they could pick apart a little bit. I don't think Miami's been too great all season, but I do think if they were to match up against the Bucks, I think the Heat would have a better chance, just because of Bam Adebayo is going to probably be able to rim protect a lot better than Vucevic. So, I mean, you could put Patrick Williams on Giannis, but even then, I don't know. I mean, Patrick Beverley is going to put pressure on in the half court, but still, I don't think they have the pieces necessarily to even compete against the Bucks. It would probably be a 4-0, 4-1 type of series. Raptors, okay, here's my opinion on the Raptors. They're a very disappointing team. They got a lot of talent. I thought Scotty Barnes was going to be able to take another step this season, obviously. He didn't regress. He kind of just plateaued into where he was his rookie year, in my opinion. I know his numbers are very inconsistent. Gary Trent's not been the player that I thought he was going to be. Obviously, he did not perform very well in this game either. It's just really tough. Fred VanVleet, I mean, he's a good player. He's going to always be able to. He's put up some monster performances throughout the season. He played really well in this game, too. I mean, they got the addition of Jakob Poeltl at the trade deadline. Everyone thought this team was going to compete, but they just have had problems all year. Pascal, I mean, he's a good player, but he's also the leader of this team, and when he's the leader of your team, your ceiling isn't super high. And then OG, I mean, this guy was rumored to get traded at the deadline. I mean, if you look at his efficiency in this game, it was not pretty whatsoever. I don't think this. I don't know what to think of this Raptors team going forward. I don't know what they should do because they have talent, but I feel like if they were to sell and maybe get something, maybe restart a little bit, build around Scotty. I mean, this is only Scotty's sophomore year. He's only 20, 21. I mean, Fred VanVleet, he's getting older. Pascal's getting older. OG's not necessarily a young player anymore. You know, all these guys around Scotty Barnes. I think Scotty Barnes still has all the potential in the world, and he's a great all-around player. He's not necessarily going to be the best scorer on your team, but he does a little bit of everything for sure. So, I don't know. It's tough, man. It's really tough to say. Really tough to think of this Raptors team. And then obviously the Pelicans and the Thunder played last night. Watched some of this. Lou Dort might be my favorite player in basketball. He got the assignment of Brandon Ingram. And I mean, Brandon Ingram obviously got his, and he hit that one really close clutch three that was super contested last night. Shea didn't have the hardest start to the game either, and I mean, he ended up finishing with 32. He's going to continue to be the all-NBA player, hopefully, and hopefully they get a... I know they'll probably get walked by the Nuggets, but at least it'll be entertaining to watch this Thunder team. This Thunder team, they're going to be... They have 15 first-round picks in the next 5 years, and they don't have Chet Holmgren either. Now, I don't know how much he would actually make an impact. Jalen Williams, I mean, he was not very good, but he's probably still going to be the Rookie of the Year. Josh Giddey had an awesome performance, a 30-point near triple-double. Wasn't a complete triple-double, but, you know, it's really painful watching him play. It's just how he plays. His pace isn't the greatest. He doesn't do too much with the ball, but, I mean, he makes stuff work out there, and that's all you need, honestly. This Pelicans team, it's tough because they don't got Zion. Zion's still relatively young. CJ McCollum did not play well at all in that fourth quarter stretch. Brandon Ingram, I mean, I think he's one of the best scorers in the game, despite what the plus minus tells you. I think he honestly, he needs to go. He would be a great 1-2 guy. Like if he were to go pair with a really good guard or a really good big, like if you were to put him next to Jokic or something, Brandon Ingram would be awesome. But I mean, that's kind of what they got Michael Porter Jr. for over there. But he's also a way better ball handler and playmaker than Michael Porter Jr. But Michael Porter Jr. is just the best 3-level scorer in the league, and no one's going to tell me otherwise. Jonas Valanciunas played awesome in this game. He just kept getting hurt at points. But I mean, he was able to get 18 boards in 30 minutes and be really efficient too. So that's nice. Herb Jones did a good job of defending Shea. I mean, I don't know, man. This Pelicans team, it's really tough because I mean they don't have their quote unquote best player. I mean I do think Zion is the best player on that Pelicans team. Is the best player since really his rookie year too. So you know, Pelicans are a good team, but they don't have their pieces. All right, so let's make this quick. It's gonna be a quick episode. Just wanted to get something out, talk a little bit about hoops. All right. So let's start off with this first game. I have the Thunder favorited on NBA League Pass, which I'm not even subscribed to League Pass anymore. I literally just canceled it the other day because all the playoff games are going to be on national TV, so there's no point. We got the Heat and the Bulls. Who do I think is going to walk out of this one? Okay, this is not who I think is going to walk out with it. Who do I want to win? I want to see the Bulls. The Heat have been like this middle of the pack team, up and down, high and low. You know, not the most entertaining to watch. They haven't really been good. When Kyle Lowry's your leading scorer against the Hawks, Kyle Lowry's not the same. He's not the Toronto Raptors Kyle Lowry. The Kyle Lowry that won a championship. The Kyle Lowry that would get the first seed in the East with DeMar DeRozan. You know, it's just not that team. I think Jimmy Butler's an excellent player, and he's one of my favorite players to watch. But the rest of this Heat team, I guess Bam's good too. This Heat team has not looked very good and well meshed together. Neither has this Bulls team, but I think this Bulls team is more entertaining to watch. They have the capability of having better offenses, and I mean they could catch a game from the Bucks. Maybe 2. I doubt 2, but they can for sure get 1. I think the Heat would able to put a little bit more pressure on the Bucks, but still, I want to see the Bulls win at the end of the day. That's just me personally. I love watching Zach LaVine and watching DeMar DeRozan. This team just gets buckets. They got fun young guards and Kobe White. I mean, how is Kobe White that young? Ayo Dosunmu, Patrick Beverley's been a great leader for this team since coming from the trade deadline, and that's kind of why they're in this spot right now. And then the other game at 9:30 on ESPN, we got the Thunder versus T-Wolves. Can we all agree that we want to see the Thunder? Like, Timberwolves might match up better against the Nuggets just because they got Rudy Gobert, but I mean, his lateral quickness and his, Jokic is probably going to take the ball on the perimeter. Are you even going to put Jokic on him? I mean, you could put Cat, but Cat's also not the best defender. I mean, if you really want to put, I don't know. I don't think really any team matches up well against the Nuggets personally. So, and I think this Thunder team's a lot more fun to watch. I mean, you got Giddey, Lou Dort, fucking Shea, both the Jalen Williams. I mean, they got guys off the bench too, like Isaiah Joe. Isaiah Joe can go get you a couple buckets too. So it's tough, man. But I want to see the Thunder win. They're one of my favorite teams. They've been one of my favorite teams since Russell Westbrook. They're kind of up right now. And the T-Wolves, I mean, I don't know. It's tough because Lakers, really good defensive team. This Thunder team, I mean, they're the second youngest after the Rockets traded away Eric Gordon. So now the Rockets finished as the youngest team in the league. But I don't know, man. I would love to see this young and fun team get some playoff experience. I mean, they also have a ton of first-round picks this upcoming draft and upcoming drafts in plural. So, I mean, what's there much that they can lose? They have their guy in Shea. I think Shea can be the future of this team, and you just build this juggernaut because they're not going to be a team that goes and signs guys in the offseason. They're not the Lakers, the Clippers, the Knicks, the Heat. They're not these big market franchises. This Thunder is I'm pretty sure they're one of the smallest market teams in the NBA. So, yeah, I mean, that's all I got to say for the play-in. Thank you for listening. And, yeah, see you next time.